Hey, this is Web Suspect. I'm going to do a video and I'm going to post it to, here a disclaimer, copyright code 107, which allows for the fair use of copyrighted material for constructive criticism, use, and teaching. So in my videos, my thing is not really to bash people or troll people. I just try to research things and post information, and I feel like that's the best way to kind of fix the system right now. It's very broken. Is you can confront people like Adam Kokesh has been doing, and that's more provocatory, or you could just there's other ways to confront people. One is to post information. So Caliber Hitters, I guess some of you have seen his videos. He's been posting how these characters look the same. There's two characters in general. This is one. I'm going to call them Ajax Loans and Show Hicks. This is the first character. Now, at first, I didn't really believe him, but he posted several key identifying features in these characters. One being moles. I have issues with this in my family. I'll explain later. But there's several different ways they remove moles. One is they can cut them out, which is with skin cancer. John McCain, who's a presidential nominee, he's had several moles cut out. The second way they can remove moles is through lasering. They can be lasered. The third way is relatively new. They can freeze them with liquid nitrogen and put a band-aid over them, and they just kind of drop off over a few days. One of the identifying features Caliber Hitters noted was the teeth in these characters. There's a gap in the teeth, and also the ears. The photo here I posted here first was the geometry of the face, and he noted facelift scars. And a lot of times when you're closer to a person, you can see these facelift scars. Usually there's a stretching in the area, like if you've ever had a weight gain or muscle gain, you'll have stretching. I've seen this before where this individual has posted these. He talks about these hand signs, and he'll talk about them and do them, but sometimes he'll just do them. And that's related to Freemasonry. When I've confronted one of his reporters about, well, for instance, this character will report on, he'll bash the Catholic Church, other institutions that have the same rates of nefarious activity, which there's no excuse for, like Scientology or Mormonism. He spends about at least 2 or 3 more time bashing the Catholic Church, and I'm told that's related to Freemasonry. Okay, here's the other character. Same issue with mole removal. You'll have to go into it more. There's also speculation. We need some more cut photos. Here's kind of one. There's been some speculation of human growth hormone use, which Caliber is more interested in exercise workout videos. Me personally, before I got sick, I had some illnesses in the family. I got sick, but I used to unload trucks for a living for 8 hours a day. I'd walk to work, walk to the gym, and my waist never looked that big. My arms were that big, maybe bigger, but my waist was never that small, and that's consistent with, we can find here Sylvester Stallone. I'll type him in. He has got a really tiny waist like that, and he's admitted that he uses HGH. Now, what Stallone has said is that it's a like a bodybuilding supplement or something. That's not exactly true. It is a growth hormone. Whether it's synthesized in the lab or taken from corpses or whatever. But I just wanted to relate this other bit of knowledge that I had, that Caliber Hitters picked on. If you type up human growth hormone and moles, there's substantial correlation between HGH use and moles. Okay, so we have these two characters I was talking about. They have moles removed. So I discussed before, there's 3 different ways you can move them. One of them is lasering, and one of them is liquid nitrogen. Now, usually you'll have a pink spot, and Caliber Hitters has picked up on this. You'll have a pink spot where this occurred. So let's say the mole is here, then here you'll have a pink spot. That's consistent in both, and I'm going to call these characters narcolytes and ajaxalones, before and after shots. That makes that raises a suspicion in my mind. So if these, okay, here's a good example of what I'm talking about right here. Okay, so we have moles, and when we have the surgeries, and there is scarring consistent with mole removal. Here's another one. Right here, there's a light spot. See the light spot right there? Now I have some moles, but mine are birthmarks. So if we just type mole, you'll see a different pattern with the moles. We have to add the qualifier birthmark, because see, now we got actual real live moles. So that'll create the filter. Now see how the definition for the mole is much more detailed than one of these suspected cancer lesions. And a skin doctor will tell you that. But if you've had moles, and some of your moles are birthmarks and some of them are cancer lesions, you'll know the difference between the others. These marks are very defined. This one here's got a little bit of hair on it. Somebody who's a disinformation person in the truth movement, we've identified a couple of them in the last year. They will try to blur this, and it's up to you to research this and draw your own conclusion. Okay, there's some healthy moles. Here's some healthy looking moles here. They're nice and dark. Now we're going to type moles suspected cancer. Now if you research HGH and cancer, you'll get some mixed results. Some people will say that causes cancer. Some people won't. So there's 4 identifiers here listed for identifying a mole that's precancerous. Diameter, they're saying larger than a pencil eraser. That doesn't really matter, but it could be that it's grown. Color, when the color of the mole varies throughout. Border, when the border of the moles are ragged or regular. When half the mole does not match the other. Symmetry. And typically, if you have a lot of money, a skin doctor is happy to remove these things. If you're born in a working class neighborhood and you work for a living, here's one that's kind of bumpy. That's another indicator of a precancerous mole. Whatever was going on, ajaxalones and narcolytes, they were happy to remove those moles, and they did a good job, but they left these little pink spots. River Phoenix definitely had one on his chin. Narcolytes has got a light spot right here where I'm pointing the arrow. This is the famous Colombian cheese video. I was talking to a former InfoWars insider, and you could just see him
put in a mental institution for.
He just loves saying mental institution. Let's just Mark Lice loves to say mental institution, so let's rewind that. He'll say mental institution one more time.
Well, a former U.S. Marine has been put in a mental institution for...
I don't know why he likes saying mental institution so much, but I'll zoom this in. You can see him sweating. There's been some speculation. We said, I think maybe he's going through with heroin withdrawal. The former InfoWars insider, I'm not going to bring up their name, he says cocaine, but he said the code word for this is Colombian cheese. Now, last week it was 90 degrees out. I'm a big guy. I'm overweight. I did 10 minutes on the treadmill, 5 minutes on the elliptical and the bike. And that was the first time, really, I sweated all year. And that when I'm cutting the lawn, if I'm using the mower or the trimmer, I just sweat like a pig in the summertime. But very rarely, if I'm sitting down, I don't sweat like this. If I do, I put a fan on. It's just for 5. If I'm having chest pains, I do have heart problems, I'll sweat like this. Ajax Loans.
That's who Rick Perry is.
And his screaming rants. I mean, his screaming rants have also been identified with cocaine use. And again, I am posting a copyright code 107 fair use and criticism. I'm not saying that Ajax Loans is a habitual coke user. What I am saying is that this is consistent with drug use. So why I'm bringing this up, and Caliber Hitters is really, it's sinking in now, and it's starting to sink in others. The main way that you control an asset is through drug addiction. Now, Ajax Loans has posted the term swallow before. Swallow is a code name for when they send in a woman to get somebody hooked on drugs and give them a little bit of, like, massage your ego a little bit. And you know, that's one way you control a person. It's kind of like, we all know people who are married or have a girlfriend, we say they're whipped. Like, whip means they're controlled, and then they're whipped, and then the girlfriend says, I want you to paint my bedroom pink. And, you know, the guy in his life would never, you know, have a white house or a red house or a black house with walls painted and never pink, and then all of a sudden now they're whipped and they're pink.
Taxes, Hillary care, same thing with Mitt Romney, and you idiot Republicans love getting up there on the radio.
Now, Ajax Loans would say that he's upset about things and he's ranting, but why is he saying you idiot Republicans? The idiot Democrats do the same thing. Like, I could be mad and say, oh, that's true, but why is he blame idiot Republicans?
Supporting it, and you're going to get what you deserve. A bankrupt, imploded, police state America. You're just as idiots as the Obama supporters. You're idiots. Mitt Romney?
And he starts calling everybody an idiot. You know, if you
supports
don't,
carbon taxes?
I don't even think you have to agree with what he's saying. It's just, you know, for whatever reason, you're an idiot. So we got screaming Ajax Loans and sweating Mark Lice. Go research HGH and cancer, or HGH and moles. Skin cancer is just another form of cancer. So, I mean, you know, we don't think, in our society, we don't think of skin cancer as cancer, but you can have skin cancer and it can metastasize, and it can be just as serious as having liver cancer or any other cancer. So, you know, that's my report from Web Suspect. Something to think about. I'll try to post a little article